Good evening, everyone. It's Lawrence here. I'm going live. We're through on YouTube as well. And what I was going to do now was just go through. This is the booklet that I have, which is about starting Roman Mosaics. So just give you a sort of brief outline, go through the book in order over the series of live broadcasts, and just help you understand just the sort of things you need, the things you need to learn, the things you need to look out for when you're starting this. One of the first things is, one of the things that I was taught when I started is mosaic work is very easy. There's no advanced techniques. How good you get is down to how many you do. Simple as that. You can't short circuit that. Now, pardon me, the caveat being with Roman mosaics, you need to understand the rules. Roman mosaics are the only ones that have these rules in. They don't appear in modern mosaics. In modern mosaics, you do whatever you like. That's why it's difficult to critique a modern mosaic, because they don't have any of these rules. Whereas with a Roman one, you can look at it and you can look for certain things. So let's go in right from the start. And what we've got here is materials. To be able to do this, you need the stuff. You need the materials to get started, but don't think you have to have all the authentic stuff. You need to have all the. You need to be using stone. You need to be having a sort of large base to do it on, or anything like that. Honestly, you can use a sheet of paper with a pattern on and cut up coloured card. It's about the work that you do rather than the materials that you have. So you can have someone who uses hand cut marble, creates a wonderful mosaic, and then you have someone next to them who's just using coloured card, whatever they can get their hands on, but the other person is following the rules. The other person is using the rules, and they can make a Roman mosaic which will be more authentic, if you like, than the person using the stone, because it's the way that the mosaic is made up. It's the way the patterns are made up. It's the way that these materials are put together, following the way that the Roman mosaicists work. So obviously, materials, get what you can. You're going to need, very simply, you need a base for it. Let me just share my screen here for a minute. And so let's get that share screen. Okay. Right, on Chrome tab. Let's start that. Okay. This is from my my graphic design Canva thing there, but you could see there, keep it very simple. You need your baseboard, okay, MDF, because this, when you start, you're just making something that will sit indoors, that's decorative, something you want to start learning from. Baseboard can be anything you can get your hands on, baseboard, MDF, plywood, anything like that, really. When you get later on, when you move on, then you can look at more advanced things, such as sort of doing it on terracotta, doing it on marble, doing it on compressed foam board, or whatever that. But for the moment, whatever you can get. Now, next on the pattern is next on the baseboard is going to go the pattern. Now, part of the pattern is learning the rules and using a method of work, and we'll go through those as well. Now, so you have your baseboard, you've got a pattern on it, you need your adhesive, sort of glue and thing, and then your tesserae, and then something to cut your tesserae with, some sort of cutter. So then really that's it for the materials you got to use. Now, when you pick your pattern, let's just come out of that. Yeah, when you pick your pattern, what sort of pattern do you pick? You pick something that's very straightforward, fairly straightforward. Something that is easy for you to see. I think I've got a few download patterns on the website that you can use, but that will just something not too complicated. Something where you can see the colors, where you can see the shapes, and you want to just start getting an idea with it. Now, with the Tesseract, like I say, it's whatever material you can get, and what I've got in the booklet is your base colors. I've just got a typo here. I've realized first color you need is back. No, it's black. Black, white, red, yellow, green. If you're starting off, whatever materials you've got, just go for those colors, because that is your sort of base, as it were, for Roman mosaics. And those 5 you'll see quite common. Now, number 2, white. I said white or cream. When you look at a Roman mosaic, we always talk about a white, a background white. It's not actually a white a lot of the time. You will find it's a bit of an off-white. Reason for that being is if you have, if you're using marble like Carrara or Thassos, it's a really white color. Now, white is very flat. It's got no depth to it. If you wanted a standard stone for a background in a Roman mosaic, it would be something like Botticino, which is an Italian marble. Now, that on its own looks quite beige. But when you put it next to other colors, it appears to be white. But because it's got shading in it, so you've got this different shading run through in the whole stone, it gives it depth. So that's what you want. I mean, if you're buying stuff in, if you're buying just the sort of artificial tiles, then go for white. You could maybe add some cream or something with it, but really when you get onto using stone, just to be aware that we talk about white, we're talking about a background white, which isn't necessarily the sort of very plain, very sort of plain, very flat white that they have. So just a brief one going over there. I'll be back on again tomorrow, he says, hopefully, and we're going to just start to go in the sort of shapes that you cut, and I'll see if I can organize. I'll check the where the patterns are that we've got. There is a covering sheet going back up, which is a new one going back on over the weekend. I will put the link on there. But if you're on YouTube, please subscribe if you're interested to see some more. And if you're in the group, hopefully this will be a lot easier than the other sort of Facebook things that I've been trying out so far. So thanks very much for your time, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.